Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I feel like we should have music prepared for the beginning of the session, Ivan.
I keep saying that. I
forgot again. Thanks so much for hopping on. We'll just give it 1 or 2 more minutes for everyone to join. We appreciate you taking your time out of your day to join us in the conversation. My name is Clarisse Kovacs. I'm the Director of Product Marketing at the Moto Insight business, and I've got Ivan. Ivan is joining me here today as well. Maybe just start with a quick intro for our attendees who have not met you before, Ivan.
Yes, of course. Thanks, Clarisse. So I'm the Senior Marketing Manager at Traffic, and Clarisse and I have done a few of these combined webinars with Moto Insight and Traffic. The synergy, I think, is really great. And then, digital retailing customers learning about digital marketing, learning about digital retailing. I think it's kind of been a great series. And we have lots more planned as well. Clarisse, maybe you want to mention in next month, we'll also have Google Canada joining us.
Which is super exciting.
Yes, super exciting. Yeah, we'll send out the invites on that one. Think Dealer, the first one of 2022, is going to be done exclusively with Moto Insight, Traffic, and actually ActiveX as well, which is our CRM provider. So we'll have insights on digital retailing, digital marketing, and of course, CRM, along with Google's Insight. Matthew Groudon joining us on the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Ivan. Yeah, so just for a bit more context, so Ivan and I started, I think this is our 3rd one now, and it's every time we have a conversation, it's either that one of our attendees, our dealer partners, will comment or ask a question that will spark an idea for the next conversation as well. And definitely there's lots to talk about. So we want to open up the page here as well. If you do have any questions or comments as we go through, feel free to pop them in the chat box. Actually, I've just noticed that we're not recording this session, so I'm just going to press record. And really, the great thing about it is that Ivan is able to bring some great actionable insights to the conversation, and I can actually bring more of a practical approach to how you can leverage either the tools that you have in your toolkit or within digital retail, and specifically with Moto Commerce. And then really bring the optimized results that you're looking for. So I think let's launch into it. Today's topic is pre-orders. So actually, Ivan, I know you and I had talked about it. You've done a pre-order yourself recently. So a lot of this will be coming from your perspective and your experience as well as bringing the expertise view to how we can leverage pre-orders throughout inventory shortages that I know that everyone's been struggling with, and it doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime soon.
Exactly. Yeah. So part of the exercise is I am a pre-order customer. Actually, I pre-ordered two vehicles in 2021. So I do know the experience of it. And so that's why as well I wanted to talk about it. By the way, Marcel Potier of Tusket Ford was the one who brought up about pre-orders. So if anyone's from the Atlantic, yeah, he was the one over there in Yarmouth. But I pre-ordered a 2021 Mustang Mach-E in February, and I got it in June. And I pre-ordered a Lincoln Corsair 2021 in February, and then got it in October. So really long waits, like 5 months is probably standard. 9 months was a little too much. But I will say, and maybe this is sort of, for anyone out there, my dealer was very flexible. I drive 2 hours actually to go see them, Victory Ford in Chatham, but they give the best customer service. And they actually in-house leased me a car for 3 months, and that was able to I was able to get a car there for a bit. They helped me out. It was no money down or anything like that. It was one of their used cars that I chose, and that was great. So
you had a good experience.
Right? Yeah, in order to bridge that gap, sometimes you got to think outside the box, and an in-house lease was perfect. But it's not only me who's pre-ordering and things like this. And we did a study recently, and this is what we're going to go over in terms of digital trends. AutoTrader did a study that uncovered opportunities amid delivery delays, despite challenges from a global microchip shortage that we all know about. We found that AutoTrader found that dealers can actually be influenced, or that there is influence there of car shoppers wanting to look elsewhere in the face of extended wait times. 2 in 3 shoppers believe vehicle availability and delivery timeframe is either important or very important. And a lot would actually consider switching brands or models if the wait is too long. So car shoppers expect to be driving sooner rather than later. And so that's something that you have to consider when you're marketing. And we'll go through over the strategies, is that you might lose customers if you don't be proactive, if you're not proactive, right? And so what's the action taken if a preferred vehicle is out of stock? So 42% would wait to buy their preferred vehicle despite it being out of stock or delayed. So you're already losing half your prospective customers right there, 58% already gone. 22% would hold off on the purchase altogether and decide the model to buy at a later date. So then you're losing another 2 customers. And then 18% would buy a used vehicle of the same model if they could take possession earlier. So Clarice, it's really only 2 out of the 10 people who would actually just immediately sort of buy something. So this is something that we have to take into account now in terms of marketing. How long will they wait? The time customers are willing to wait. Of those who were willing to wait, 43% would be willing to wait less than 3 months, 31% would be willing to wait 4 to 6 months, and only 1 in 4 would be willing to wait more than 6 months. I fall into that bucket myself. And so what it means now is it's the right time for fourth dimensional marketing, as Doc Emmett Brown would say, or targeted marketing. You have to think about customers who are in the market 4 months from now, 6 months from now, and your marketing has to reflect that. And you want to think about your own customers. And this is where we get into the targeted marketing aspect.
Yeah, and like I'm grateful that we had these insights as well, because I'm sure dealerships are wondering, right? Are customers even aware of what's going on out there? And then if they are, like, what can we do to ensure that we do engage with them throughout that process and they don't actually go elsewhere? So I think these are the key things that we're going to be covering today. So start with your custom audience marketing.
Yeah, so this is the first one that at Traffic we've been doing with our own clients. So it's very critical that you own your own market, own your own customers, right? Your customer lists, very important. You want to ensure that you're in front of not only your own prospects, which we do a lot of in terms of marketing, but also your own customers at all times with your own messaging. So the tip here is sort of upload your private customer list onto digital platforms to create a targeted first-party audience set. Now, this is different from a third-party audience set, which Google and all of these others are sort of banning, and in 2022, it won't be around.
That's what my question was, like, is this still allowed? Is it going on still?
Yeah, Claire, so you've heard of the third-party data. This is first-party data. You're absolutely allowed to use it. And the way it works is you see the gray circle there, your customer email list, you upload that list. There's obviously people on Facebook who use emails. The customers that match those profiles, that's the middle part, that's who you're targeting now, okay, with an ad. From there, what we do is we create lookalike audiences, users who have similar traits to your own list, right? But can be up to double and triple the size of your original. You see, so now you have an entire audience set that not only is your own customers, but also people that are like that, those customers. And then what kind of messaging? So you don't want to upload all your entire customer email database. By the way, something I don't have on here because we don't offer it is I absolutely would recommend email marketing, 100%. I think email marketing, Clarice, is a lost art. Still big in e-commerce, should still be big in auto.
You have to opt in though, right?
Absolutely, you have to opt in. So I talked about opt-in for email. When it comes to remarketing, you want to upload your opt-in email lists, okay? And you want to make sure that you're targeting customers that have 6 to 18 months left on their lease, or let's say customers who have about 4 years, customers who have about 4-year-old cars. I like to change my cars every 2 years, but I'm not like everybody. I think most people are in the 4 to 5 year range. Because now you want to control the messaging. This is a kind of a customer service kind of aspect too, right? You want to say, hey, listen, if you don't want to take time, pre-orders actually do take time. Hey, it's in your best interest if you don't want to wait to pre-order today. This way you're delivering consistent messaging about pre-selling opportunities across all of your channels. And you're also managing customer expectations. It's a great sort of customer service aspect that you're achieving. And what are the requirements? So the requirements are really easy. We just need an Excel file with opt-in customers. Now, does an opt-in, let's say you do remarketing on a customer that didn't opt in. Is that allowed by Castle? No. It's not. Will they necessarily find out about that? No. So when you're emailing somebody and they haven't opted in, you're going to get in trouble because that's so obvious, right? It's so direct. When they're being remarketed to, did they see the ad because you're a prospect, because you're being remarketed? Maybe you went to their website anyways. It's harder to figure out from an official traffic perspective. We only want opt-in customers, but you can all read between the lines on that one. First name, last name, email, phone, all we need, especially the email. And here's the important part too. You need a minimum of 250 customers.
That was my question. Like, why minimum of 250?
Right. So the minimum of 250 customers is just because you want to build a good enough list. If you have a certain budget, it's not going to spend it if you have a really small list. So you want to make sure you pace, but also match rates are usually 50% or less. So actually, Clarice, you need probably a 500 customer or 1,000 customer list. Right. Because not every email is going to match up. Some people don't use that email on Facebook and vice versa. So usually 50% match up. So at least 500. That way we can get a firm list of 250. Then we're creating lookalike audiences with them. Again, if you're with traffic, we're doing this quite a bit. If you're not with traffic, see if your provider will do this for you. But it is a tangible sort of strategy. Next, own your keywords. So an item that's important about being a premier Google partner is they actually give us tips. So you also want to make sure you own the keywords. So now we're talking a search strategy. OEMs have started to prioritize market custom orders, but also being a certified Google partner, Google actually reached out to us and gave them a custom order keyword list to help support for custom search campaigns.
We'll send this list out, I'm presuming, right? Too.
So for traffic, it's already taken care of. If you're not with traffic, please message me, and I will give you the list. It's just straight from Google. So I think this is a really good one as well, because now you can create custom segments on search who are interested in pre-ordering, right? So it's not your own customers. You're actually now conquesting pre-order customers. Yeah. So this is also legit strategy as well. It came straight from Google. And maybe I'll have Matthew Browden talk about it next on our next webinar.
Sure.
I do have some suggested budgets for you guys with traffic or not with traffic. You always want to make sure that you have a good enough budget for these campaigns to work. Our suggestion is $750 for a social static campaign. So it's custom and it's static, not one of our dynamics. Again, you're keeping these users within your realm of influence. You know, your conquest instead of conquesting. You also want to conquest, but you're also now influencing. These campaigns should have a higher conversion rate, and they'll definitely have a better brand affinity to your dealership. Again, used in conjunction with email campaigns. So you want to ensure strong messaging, and you want to inquire additional custom targeting audiences, which is what we're going to do. In search, we're attracting potential customers with keyword interests or purchase intentions of those keywords. My suggestion here is a $500 search budget, static campaign. Again, I think you can probably add keywords to another campaign, but I wouldn't suggest that. Do your own campaign. Again, attract potential customers who search for any of these kinds of terms on the Google properties. And as well, the last one, and we'll get into it as well later on, is ensure build and price and digital retailing site links extensions to drive lower funnel buyers, because maybe they're beyond pre-ordering. They want to get to that next level. Make sure you have direct links there. We talked about that in the Black Friday webinar in depth. Again, if you missed that one, please message me there. Yeah, we'll share the recording. Cool. And then, so another strategy using those lists or not is to focus on your trade-in promos. But one of the items here, Clarice, actually is the messaging. Make sure the messaging is pre-order-ish. Okay, never before has there been such a high demand for used vehicles. That will resonate with people on social. They know this. So like an auction, they think, oh my God, my car's worth a lot more right now, right? You know, the right-hand side one, did you know that with inventory shortages, the trade-in values are at their highest, right? And the middle one there, like there's nothing better than an instant cash offer, instant cash. And you're going to talk about instant cash offering that you have with digital retailing in a couple of slides. Yeah,
so on that note, our product team kind of been reacting to what's going on in the market, and we had a lot of data on consumers going through the trade funnels. We offer different trade options for dealerships. We know it's not one size fits all, so there's different trade flows within our motor commerce digital retailing environment that we offer our dealerships. But looking at the consumer data and their completion and where they were dropping off, the product team had made some enhancements to the flow, and also we did a study, a survey with our dealers as well to key information that they're looking for. So we know that dealerships want those used cars that are around there. So you want a quality prospects, but you also want the volume as well. So the team literally just released this new enhancement called Trade Express. It's one of the, I think it's 4 trade flow offerings that we have within the motor commerce. Basically, making it super simple for the consumer to submit the initial trade information. It's a single form submit. It's a predicted autofill as well when it comes to filling out the vehicle information. You can see the widget here that you can enable on your homepage, on your SRP and your VDP as well. It's fully customizable, so you have the option to position it as a vehicle acquisition to banner, or focus it really on your trade as well. It's really up to you. We can customize the colors. So single form submit, then the additional questions come after. So really you can, dealers have the ability to get additional information from the consumers on their trade as well. And 2 things that came out that dealerships want VIN and photos of the car. If we want to support remote trade appraisals, those are the key elements that's going to be helpful. So we added the option for consumers to upload a photo of their VIN, because we saw there's a large drop-off and we asked for a VIN number from customers. So we just tried to make it really sleek to fit into the dealer workflow, and as well as maintaining the quality of these trade prospects, increase the volume and the quantity as well. So that's one flow. And then also the other thing what we just released is our integration with Instant Cash Offer. So dealerships who are already leveraging the Instant Cash Offer tool on their website or the autotrader.ca marketplace listing as well, and one of our clients, now they have the option to enable this integration as a complementary feature. It's great from, again, remote selling and automation perspective. The consumer gets a trade value up front. Dealerships who already leverage this tool, I know that they have a process that's built out around them to ensure that they actually get their customer to come and capture that vehicle and then upsell them into a new vehicle. And the key thing about our integrations or these trade flows that it's stacked, so you can seamlessly transition the consumer from the trade process into the buying process, because as soon as the customer is tokenized, we call it, the information is collected from the consumer, name, address, email, telephone number, there's a digital shopping cart automatically created for them. So it's really easy from a dealer workflow perspective to really move them into the buying process, switch out vehicles, adjust payments for the customer as well. And it's a nice, transparent and trusted way of interacting with the consumer and then engaging them throughout the sales process directly from the trade process. Super excited about these 2 new releases. If you are interested in learning more, please, again, just ping us, because we're happy to just run you through brand new things, like literally hot off the press this week. So, and then let's talk about, if you do actually have inventory in stock, then how you should leverage and how you should position your messaging to ensure that you capture more prospects.
Yeah, exactly. So, talking to dealers every day, basically, I know some of you have inventory. So the adverse, sort of the opposite strategy to pre-order strategy is, hey, if you have inventory, let your customers know it. Okay. So in your search ads, make sure that in your headlines, you include your availability and or abundance of stock. You can obviously say we have plenty of F-150s on our lot or plenty of Ram 1500s. But if you use an automated digital ads provider like Traffic is, we have sort of dynamically populate exactly how many pieces you have in stock. So we want to make sure that dynamic headline is in every single ad piece of inventory that shows you have 32 F-150s in stock. If tomorrow or if today you sell 5 F-150s, great, good day, great sale day. But tomorrow it will update automatically and say we have 27 F-150s in stock. Or if you have a nice truckload come in, get 6 F-150s, it will say we have 38 F-150s. Either way, let your customers know that you have your inventory and in the number of pieces as well, if you can. Next,
that will help with like creating a bit of sense of urgency, I guess, for consumers as well.
It will as well. Yeah, I mean, if you're down to 2,
yeah,
I mean, I think that's going to be a motivator for me to come in and grab that.
Sure.
And then next slide, again, on your sort of social advertising. Again, if you have inventory, let your customers know. We have tons of Rogues, 75 available to choose from. Trucks are coming, new stock landing daily. So you can be creative with that as well. By the way, that middle ad is a geofencing ad, which is something that you can do as well, where you can put fences around dealerships or Walmarts or Costco's or whatever it is. And people who are in that area get to see that ad. Good conquest tactic, especially now that things are opening up. All right, so now we'll go into strategy on websites and build and price virtual inventory. Again, if there's any questions or anything like that, pop them in the chat, or we will have time at the end as well. So on the website itself, your website is constantly it's always flowing into something else. You always want to make sure updating with what's going on. You want to list the benefits of factory ordering on your website. Absolutely 100%. Have a page on it. Post that page on social media for organic. You have to have that on there. I would put it under the new inventory tabs. I have a couple of benefits here, and they're all legit, totally legit to the customer. First one is custom. Get the vehicle the way you want, exactly the way you want it, and don't pay for features you don't want. 2, exclusivity. Be the first and only one to drive it. Some people like that. Offer protection. This means you can lock in the current incentives. If rate and programs are better at the time of delivery, you can take advantage of those better options. It's kind of like a win-win. Flexibility. If currently leasing, your preferred vehicle will be available when the lease matures, or you can extend your lease while your vehicle is being built for you. Or, of course, in my case there, you have an in-house lease. And then value. And this was a big one for me, actually, and it's not talked about a lot. You want to lock in, when you pre-order, you're able to lock in your trade value at this moment in time, but then you have 5, 6, 7 months to keep paying your vehicle down, right?
That's what you did, right?
I did that. Yeah, I got a locked in trade-in value in February, and by the time June rolled around, I had 5 extra payments, biweekly payments, so 10, to get me back, get me sort of more value for my car. So that's something we don't talk about. Something else that's not on this list, and it's just this kind of side note, is, and this is true, I felt like when I ordered a vehicle, and you guys are all marketers on the call, and maybe you can think of an angle for this, but I felt like I created jobs.
Right.
I really did, because I ordered a 2021 Lincoln Corsair GT, the electric, and on that car, there's a sticker that says assembled at the Louisville assembly plant, proudly. Okay. And as soon as I saw that sticker, I was like, man, it was me who hit like send or whatever it was, or the dealership, but because of me, they got the order. They created that car specifically because I asked them to. So kind of a sentimental one thing, but I'm sure some people feel that way, but I really did feel like I created jobs.
Awesome.
And of course, proactive marketing on your pages. This is something that you like, just in general, you have to create model specific landing pages, even if you have inventory or not. I do want to do an SEO sort of webinar, Claris, that we can do in January, February.
Next topic.
We're already
or the one after the Google one.
yeah, exactly. You want to create model specific landing pages. These are a couple of tips from our T Advantage team. Add estimated wait times if applicable. Some vehicles like the Mustang Mach-E is a 26-week wait time so far. So put that on there, because that also can help for customer service, etc.
Set expectations. Yeah.
Exactly. Continue to build your remarketing list. You always want to keep that wheel going. You always want to keep, because 90 days, when you do remarketing, and if your provider does it right, you always have 90-day lists of remarketing. Again, creating an email marketing database for vehicle updates and additional marketing. So you want to make sure you have a Castle consent checkbox you see there in the yellow. And that way you can and I don't think a lot of people do this. I'd like to do something on this because on T Advantage, like there's lots of people who consent, but that's not necessarily connected to a CRM. So you want to pull out all those emails of the last year or two that have consented in, and you're able to email them. And if you're really sort of savvy, you're going to email, hey, now Ford Rangers are arriving, or they're here, or we have a new shipment of Jeep Grand Cherokees, or the Grand Wagoneer has arrived, or whatever the case may be. Volkswagen ID4 is here. And that's a great email marketing campaign. People want to see that because obviously they put in the lead. This is continue to build your sales rep pipeline. They're still submitting a lead. And you can turn interested prospects into immediate customers. You saw the 18% would be willing to buy a used vehicle. So, hey, why not get the lead? And then also, we want to make sure you're adding a lower funnel CTA button like shop in-stock inventory, because some people might still say, you know what, I want to shop the in-stock inventory. Or to go to you, Clarice, where it's drive directly into your DR flow, like the way that sounds. Start your purchase online now and have that go to your DR experience.
This is a cool one. I like this. Like, I think it just shows that the message that we're trying to get out there is something that the big guys are aligned with.
Yeah, this was kind of funny. I did post some of these things on LinkedIn. By all means, follow Traffic and Moto Insight or myself or Clarice on LinkedIn. But I did post this, and Brian Benstock is the big Paragon Honda major digital marketing guru over there. Yeah, and he just saw it and said that's a great alternative. So I have some peer support, Clarice, on some of these strategies. And then another website strategy, which also pairs with an automated digital ads provider like Traffic, is we can actually scrape build and price and showroom page to create ads. So if you're not getting a lot of impressions, or your ad groups and campaigns aren't being created quite a bit because they scrape SRPs and you don't have a lot on there, we can scrape build and price and showroom pages. And on build and price and showroom pages, remember, we're still going to show the starting from price. We're not going to show how many in stock, but the ad will be to the exact price that you have. And remember, users can still submit a lead regardless of how much inventory is on the website, right? And so now you have the lead, like I mentioned before, you're building that pipeline, and then they can go into your environment, right, Clarice? I think you're going to go into a build and price sort of strategy.
Yeah. Again, it's pain point we try to help solve is allowing dealerships to quote on pieces of inventory that you don't have in stock yet. So as we saw from the study, consumers are willing to wait, but you need to make sure you actually engage with them. So this example shows that basically you can easily add a prospect, whether someone walked in or called in interested in a vehicle you don't have in stock, through our Motor Commerce showroom. You select the vehicle they're interested in. We have compare trim feature as well. So if you want to walk through your customer different options that are available to them and helping that decision making or narrowing down on that considerations, that you're able to do this. Once the specific model is selected and the trim, you actually have the option to choose the color, the different package, the different options. And then you'll see in a moment that the price actually gets dynamically updated as well. So this virtual inventory is actually mixed in with your regular inventory, so you can select through the specific models. And we also have conditional incentives that are enabled within this flow as well. So as mentioned, the prices get updated constantly as any changes are made within that cart, because it is a digital shopping cart for the customer. And then you'll see in a moment, as you go further down on the page as well, the additional transactional steps are within. So let's say the consumer needs to wait, I don't know, 3 to 4 months. You have the ability to get them deeper in the funnel, make sure that they don't go elsewhere by engaging them with those additional steps. So let's get their trade-in information so we can complete that trade appraisal if they haven't come into the dealership yet and we haven't done that. Get them to apply for credit through the credit tab flow as well. So you can see we call it easy links. It's basically you copy a transactional step link. You can create a personalized message for your customer. It's an email or text message, so you can use that from your cell phone as well. drop that link or hyperlink in that message, and then get the customer to click on the additional step. When they click on it, it opens their personalized shopping cart on that specific step. And really, it's a great way to reach out with new information every time, keep them engaged, and ensure that they're going to stick with us while they wait for their car. So something that the team has been working on this past year. Actually, I think on the first page we saw the brands that we support. We just launched it, rolled it out for our VW dealerships as well, and then we do have it available for domestic brands. So if anyone is interested in this feature, again, it's something that we can enable. So let me just click to the next slide. And then kind of, I think that comes to the end of our session here. So I just wanted to summarize. I can't get out of this, so apologies here. Yeah, I think it's a great way to summarize with this last slide. So we know that consumers are willing to wait, but 52% of them will be open to switching brands. So we want to make sure that we lock those prospects in. We keep them engaged throughout the process, and make sure that they stay with us so they don't go elsewhere, right? So don't let up on advertising, ramp up on the customer service, and set those customer expectations, build on that transparency and trust throughout the process, and activate and leverage strategic communications and features that you have available within your toolkit. Like, that's how I would think would be a good summary. I don't know if there's any final notes, Ivan, from yourself that you wanted to wrap up with here.
Yeah, the whole thing is be proactive. I've always believed, traffic believes in proactive marketing. If this is the way the environment is right now, then address it, and don't worry about whoever else is not doing it or doing it. Just do it. You have to do it, and I'm sure others will follow as soon as that's what happens in the industry, right? As soon as they see you start doing some of these ads, everybody's going to start joining up. So
yeah,
you guys will be first.
Thank you so much, Ivan. I do want to thank you all for attending our session here today, and I hope you can join us again next month. I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year. Happy holidays, everyone. We are here for a couple more minutes. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ping us either within the chat, or our email address is on there as well. Anything, we're here to help out, and any information we can provide, we're happy to. Ivan, thank you again.
Thank you, and thank you, Louis. Louis, who's Steel Mitsubishi out in Halifax, great store, great operator out there. Thank you for the message there. And yeah, feel free again to contact us if you have any questions. We are going to send out the this webinar as soon as it's uploaded and onto YouTube. That's another one, eh, Clarice? YouTube.
Yeah.
I always talk about YouTube. That's another session.
We already have the plan for 2022.
Yeah, we need a calendar.
And then if anyone has any topics that you feel like it doesn't get covered enough, feel free to reach out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
actually, yeah, no, that's true, Clarice. Yeah,
Right?
anything, email us and hey, we'll do something on it. Even groups and things like that who are on the call, we can do group related sort of topics as well, because there's nothing. I was a digital marketing manager for years, and these kinds of things I would always try to eat up. You can always learn from different people, different strategies. Everybody has great ideas and stuff. And of course, the main thing is execution. So everyone on the call, these are great ideas, but absolutely execute. It's very important.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again. Great holidays. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.